To understand how to use Google Drive, we first need to become familiar with the interface. This is the screen you'll see when you first log into your account. So let's head over to this left side with the menu. First and foremost, you'll see a new button with a colorful plus sign. This is where you'll go when you want to upload and to create a new folder or file. We actually have a video that will explain more about this, so let's head on to the next one, My Drive. My Drive is essentially this. This is the interface that you'll see when you log in. And My Drive shows all the items that you own. This means these are the files and folders that you yourself have uploaded and created. So, this is split into 3 sections: Quick Access, Folders, and Files. So quick access are any recently opened files that you have. And it also shows when you last edited it. And the reason why this is so convenient is because if you're following up on something that you worked on yesterday, it will probably be the first file that you see, making it really easy for you to click and to find. Next up, we have the folder section. Folders are basically a collection of either other folders and or files. So if I have this folder here that says summer 2019, that means everything inside will be all things summer 2019. So all your folders will be listed right here in this section. The next section that we have is the Files section. So Google Drive makes it really easy for you to differentiate what types of file it is by the icon on the left to the left of the name. So if you see this red square with the word PDF, this is a PDF file. If you see this yellow square with a white rectangle inside, this is a PowerPoint presentation. This blue square is a Word document, while this purple square with white bullet points is a Google form. And this green one here indicates a spreadsheet file, whether Excel, Google Sheets, or etc. So aside from being easy to determine what type of file it is, you can also choose whether you want to view it in either grid form or list form. So I currently have this on grid form, where the files are structured in rows and columns. Grid form also lets you see a preview of what the document would look like. However, if you want to switch into list form, you will go up here to click on this button. A list view shows you a more compressed view of everything. However, you get more information, such as the owner, when it was last modified, as well as the file size. I like it in grid view, so we're going to switch it back. Something else that you can do is also determine how you want to organize your files. Currently, I have it organized by name from A to Z. However, Google Drive lets you choose whether or not you want to organize it by when it was last modified, when it was last modified by me, or when it was last opened. So now that we have discussed My Drive, let's move on to Shared With Me. Shared With Me shows all the files and folders that you don't own, but that have been shared with you. What this means is that you have the permission to either view, comment, or edit any of these files. If you go over to the list view, you would see it would no longer says owned. It now says shared by, and you can see who shared the files with you. Next up on the menu is Recent. Recent shows all the files that you have recently opened or edited. And it would be structured by today, yesterday, earlier this week, and so on. Next up on the menu is Starred. When you star items, it makes it really easy for you to quickly access things. So usually you will star an item if it was important to you. To star an item, you would go to the item that you want to star and right click. Then you'll go over to add to starred, and then it will appear in your starred folder. If you don't want to star it anymore, you can simply right click and then choose remove from starred, and then it will go away. Next up is trash. When you delete a file or folder from Google Drive doesn't permanently delete it. Instead, it stores it right here. So this way, if you make a mistake, you can simply right click and click restore, and then it will go back to my drive or shared with me, whichever one that you found it in. However, if you know for sure that you don't want it, you can right click and go to delete forever, and then it will have this pop-up with a warning, and you can choose delete forever. And then it will be gone from your storage. Last but not least, we have this storage button here. Like I said before, Google gives you 15 free gigabytes. And here they show you a progress bar of how much you have already used, as well as how much each file takes up. If you run out of the 15 gigabytes, you can simply go down here to buy storage, and it will open up a new tab where you can choose a new Google One plan. So now that we have gone over the interface of Google Drive, let's actually talk about how to upload and create a new file or folder.